For more now, let's bring in Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin, who sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee. Senator, thank you so much for joining us again. You received a classified all-Senate bipartisan briefing today. You called it the most detailed and direct classified briefing you've ever been a part of. There's been so much talk and concern from both sides of the aisle about any role U.S. troops may have on the ground in Venezuela in the future. Is there anything at all that you can share about next steps in that country?
Well, I don't want to get into the procedures, what took place that night, classified briefing, as we said, but we can talk about some things that may be moving forward. Lindsey, I will tell you, I've been in hundreds, if not more than hundreds, of classified briefings, and this was the most detailed and the best briefing that I have been part of. And I'm not just saying that to say it, I mean it sincerely. They went through detailed 30-second timelines, the whole process from before we even went in, but what led up to it, the planning process, the operation itself, everybody in there, Republicans and Democrats, literally gave a round of applause after Chairman Kane briefed us on it. That tells you how good, that's never happened before. That tells you how good of a briefing it was. And everybody there was proud. And so it's frustrating to me to see what's going on now with the Democrats going out and criticizing what took place, because that was a good briefing. However, moving forward, what we want to do, Lindsey, is to make sure we give the Venezuela people an opportunity to take back their country. They have been ruled by dictators for 25 years. Maduro, who was, an illegitimate president, he refused to step down. Clearly, he lost the election. Clearly, he was robbing the Venezuela people, their oil reserves, and using it for a safe haven for cartels to poison the streets of the United States. He was indicted 5 years ago. We went in there, removed him. This was a law enforcement operation that the military helped with. Now what we're doing is we're going to say, hey, we're going to help you get back on your feet.
Do you have any more information about the Americans who were injured in the raid?
Yes, I will tell you that I believe there's 3 that may still be hospitalized. 1 was going to be released, I believe, today, so that'd be 2 that would be left in the hospital. There was 4 that was, I wouldn't say minor, but somewhat minor. Everyone is expected to have a full recovery, though.
This week, top Trump advisor Stephen Miller was pushed repeatedly in an interview if the administration would rule out using military force in Greenland. He said nobody's going to fight the United States militarily over the future of Greenland. Just today, Speaker Johnson said military action is not a possibility. Do you agree with Speaker Johnson?
Yeah, listen, we're not looking to invade Denmark, or not Denmark, but Greenland. We would love to purchase Greenland from Denmark. Obviously, strategically speaking, it is a good fit for security posture. I mean, look what happened in Alaska. Look how good that's been for the United States after we purchased Alaska. And that's covering our western flank. Now, the Greenland is same proximity, if you want to say, on their eastern side. So for security purposes, Greenland would be a great fit. We would love to be able to work a deal out with Denmark to be able to purchase Greenland, and if not, we just want to have a good relationship. But it's a strategically placed, very important position for us. But for us to go in there and commit troops, that is absolutely not going to happen.
But Denmark has said again and again and again, Greenland is not for sale. So once we get to that point, then what?
Well, everybody says that until it is for sale. And so what we want to do is have a good conversation with an ally. Denmark is an ally of ours. Just sit down, let's have a conversation on how the security posture will work. Because we do know the United States is the strongest and most powerful military in the world, and we provide peace and security around the world for countries that need us, and Denmark is one of them. And so what we'd like to do is have a very serious, productive conversation on how we can move forward. And Greenland is, like I said, it's very strategically placed. And so at the end of the day, if Denmark says no, then, I mean, it's no. However, we want to try persuading them into saying yes.
Before we let you go, I do want to get your reaction to the ICE shooting in Minneapolis. Of course, we've heard Kristi Noem say that the ICE officer acted in self-defense. Here's how the Minneapolis mayor responded to that.
Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bull.
Your reaction?
Well, the mayor isn't watching the same video as I have been watching, and the American people have been watching. It's clear that there was an ICE agent that was standing in front of her car. It was clear that she pulled out and blocked the ICE agents from moving forward. It's very clear that when she accelerated, she hit the ICE agent that was standing in front, and that is, at that point, using a vehicle in a lethal manner, and that becomes a weapon, and the ICE agent has full authority to defend himself and use the same amount of force moving forward. Listen, if you don't want to put yourself in harm's way, don't put yourself in a position like that. It was clear what she was obstructing the ICE agents from doing, and when she was given clear instructions with her window down, she didn't comply. Then she accelerated and hit an ICE agent sitting in front of her, and he's well within his right to be able to use lethal force at that point.
Senator Markwayne Mullin, we so appreciate you joining us once again.
Thank you.